Self-inductance. We can induce EMF in a single isolated coil by changing the flux through the coil. This phenomenon is called self-induction. So, self-induction is the phenomenon in which EMF is induced in a single isolated coil by changing the flux through the coil. Flux through the coil can be changed by changing the current through the coil. We know the flux linkage is proportional to the current through the coil. Flux linkage N into phi B proportional to I. So N into phi B is equal to L into I, where L is a constant called the self-inductance of the coil. L is also called the coefficient of self-induction of the coil. When the current is varied, the flux linked with the coil also changes and EMF is induced in the coil. According to Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, the induced EMF E is equal to minus of the flux linkage change with respect to time. So that is equal to minus of a derivative of Li with respect to t. So E will be equal to minus L di by dt. The self-induction or the self-induced EMF always opposes any change, that is increase or decrease of current in the coil. How you can calculate the self-inductance L? So calculation of self-inductance L. Consider a long solenoid of cross-sectional area A. Suppose length of the solenoid is equal to L. Number of turns per unit area is equal to N, small n. We know that the magnetic field due to a current I flowing in the solenoid B is given by the relation mu 0 Ni. The total flux or the flux linkage linked with the solenoid will be equal to the product of B and A. For one number of turns, the total flux linkage is equal to B into A. So for n L number of turns, the total flux or flux linkage will be equal to BA into N into L. But B is equal to mu 0 Ni. So this is multiplied by A, then N into L. So N into phi B will be equal to mu 0 N square A L into I. Here NL is the total number of turns on the solenoid. Again we have the flux linkage N into phi B is equal to L into I. So from equation 1 and 2, L into I is equal to mu 0 N square A into L into I. So L is equal to mu 0 N square A into L. This gives the magnitude of the self-induction L. If we fill the inside of the solenoid with a material having relative permeability mu r, for example a soft iron which has a high value of relative permeability, then L will be equal to mu r into mu 0 into N square into AL, because the relative permeability mu r is equal to mu divided by mu 0. Self-induction of the coil depends upon the following factors. Number 1, geometry of the coil. Number 2, permeability of the medium. Number 3, self-inductance is also called the back EMF. Remember, self-inductance is also called the back EMF as it opposes any change in the current in the circuit. Physically, self-inductance plays the role of inertia. Self-inductance is the electromagnetic analog of mass in mechanics. Let us calculate what will be the work done against self-inductance or back EMF. Suppose the current at an instant in a circuit is equal to I. The rate of doing work dW by dt is equal to magnitude of the EMF into I, because power is the product of potential and current. But magnitude of the EMF is equal to L into di by dt. If we ignore the resistive losses and consider only inductive effect. So from equation 1 and 2 we will get dW by dt will be equal to L into di by dt, Li into di by dt. So dW will be equal to Li into di. The work done in establishing the current I can be found out by integrating the above equation. So integration of dW will here in the right hand side you will take the integration of Li di from 0 to I. So the integration will give, the left hand side will give you W, the right hand side of the integration will give you half Li square. So this is the work done, or this work done is stored as magnetic potential energy. This amount of work done will be stored as magnetic potential energy. So if you compare this equation with the equation for the mechanical kinetic energy, that is equal to half mv square, then you will find out L is analogous to m. If you compare these two equations, then you will get L, that is the self-inductance, is analogous to m or mass in mechanics. So you can conclude that self-inductance L is the electrical inertia which opposes growth and decay of current in the circuit. Let us find out an expression for the EMF when current is flowing simultaneously in two nearby coils. Consider two nearby coils carrying currents I1 and I2. The flux linked with one coil will be sum of the two fluxes. That is, the total flux N1 Phi1 linked with one coil will be equal to, let us say, M11 I1 plus M12 I2. Remember, these two fluxes exist independently. This one and this one will exist independently. M11 is the inductance due to the same coil or self-inductance. You can write M11 as L1, and M12 is the mutual inductance between the two coils. So using Faraday laws of electromagnetic induction, we will get the induced EMF is equal to negative of the rate of change of flux. So E equal to minus derivative of the total flux with respect to T. The total flux is equal to M11 I1 plus M12 I2. So E will be equal to minus d derivative of M11 I1 with respect to T and minus the derivative of M12 I2 with respect to T, and here M11 will be equal to L1. So minus L1 di1 by dt minus M12 di2 by dt. So this expression will give the expression for the induced EMF when current flows simultaneously in two nearby coils. Let us work out a problem. Obtain the expression for the magnetic energy stored in a solenoid in terms of magnetic field B, area A and length L of the solenoid. So here we have to find out the magnetic energy or magnetic potential energy stored in a solenoid in terms of magnetic field B, area A and length of the solenoid L. We know that work done against self-inductance or back EMF is stored as magnetic potential energy, which is given by the relation W is equal to half Li square. Suppose you denote the magnetic potential energy UB. So UB is equal to half Li square. For a solenoid, the magnetic field is equal to mu 0 into Ni. So I will be equal to B divided by mu 0 N. So if you put the value of I in equation 1, then you will get W or UB will be equal to half into L into I square, means B by mu 0 into N square. The self-inductance of a coil is given by L is equal to mu 0 N square AL. So putting the value of L in this equation 3 here, you will get UB, that is magnetic potential energy, will be equal to half into mu 0 N square AL into B square divided by mu 0 square N square. So UB will be equal to 1 by 2 mu 0 into B square AL. So this gives the expression for the magnetic potential energy stored in a solenoid in terms of magnetic field B, area of the coil A, and length of the solenoid L. Let us work out another problem. How does this magnetic energy compared with the electrostatic energy stored in a capacitor? So let us find out the comparison of magnetic potential energy in a solenoid with the electrostatic potential energy stored in a capacitor. The magnetic potential energy UB, that is equal to 1 by twice mu 0 B square AL. We have found out it. The magnetic potential energy per unit volume will be equal to, let us say, small ub, that is equal to ub divided by v, that is equal to 1 divided by twice mu 0 B square AL divided by the volume. Volume is equal to area into length. So magnetic potential energy per unit volume will be equal to B square divided by 2 mu 0. The electrostatic potential energy stored per unit volume in a parallel plate capacitor is given by, let us say, UE. For electrostatic potential energy, represent it UE, that is equal to epsilon 0 E square divided by 2. We have derived it previously. So comparing equation 1 and 2, it is clear that in both the cases, the potential energy is proportional to the field strength square, the square of the field strength. So whether it is electric potential energy or it is magnetic potential energy, the potential energy is proportional to the field strength square. This is valid for any region in space. Remember, this is valid for any region of space in which a magnetic field or electric field exist, or magnetic field and electric field exist.